So now, guess who's jealous of Adele? Beyonce. Beyonce needs auto-tune. Adele, Aretha, Celine, Dionne Warwick, and Mariah. They need nothing.
Power God. This is why Adele has to get on the podium and thank Beyonce. When actually she did it because of my manager, my label, my A&R, and all of the I created for her to exist.
Wendy Williams just got everyone talking again after exposing Adele for being scared of Beyoncé. Wendy has been talking about this for years, but everyone called her messy and even accused her of trying to pit Beyoncé and Adele against each other. The whole time, Adele was actually getting put through hell behind the scenes. No wonder she went up on that Grammy stage crying hysterically and dedicating her award to Beyoncé. Turns out that the whole time we thought she was paying tribute, she was really trying to stay alive. We've all heard of the tragic things that happen to female artists who didn't thank Beyoncé, and our girl Adele wasn't trying to end up on that list too. Now, if y'all remember, there was a whole meme about this when people were posting video compilations of celebrities thanking Beyoncé every time they won an award, even though she literally had no involvement in their win. There were also videos featuring people like Aaliyah, MIA, Jay-Z's infamous pregnant mistress Kathy, who was found dead in her apartment just days before she was scheduled to do a tell-all interview with the journalist Liz Crokin. The point people were making was that Beyoncé had either played a role in derailing these women's careers, or had somehow been connected to their deaths after they refused to fall in line. And every single one of these compilations had J. Cole's song, She Knows, playing over it. What makes that even more interesting is that in that song, J. Cole actually name drops Aaliyah, Left Eye, and Michael Jackson, 3 people who all died under suspicious circumstances and who all allegedly had some kind of conflict with powerful people in the industry before they passed. And word on a street is that the person J. Cole was actually referring to when he wrote She Knows is none other than Beyoncé herself.
But Beyoncé had one of the best videos of all time. One of the best videos of all time.
Beyoncé, it was so monumental. We fucking adore you. You are our light.
Beyoncé and I started out around the same time, and just like all of her fans, I fell in love with her. The first time I saw her, from her singing to dancing to acting, she can do it all. She's a triple threat and one of the most talented people I've ever seen.
And the fact that Beyoncé made a country record changed the game. So thank you. Beyonce, you changed my life. So thank you so much. I definitely want to say thank you to Beyonce.
And thank you, Beyonce. You're amazing. Yeah.
I also have to say thank you to Beyonce, just so we keep the dance community safe. Everybody, Beyonce, you got great music. We all love to dance to it. We all love you.
And get this, y'all. At the time, the popular blogger Storm Monroe also dropped major tea, claiming that the reason all these huge artists were thanking Beyoncé like she was their god is that she actually is. According to him, the music industry takes turns making people the queens and kings of the industry. Initially, it was Madonna, but she was replaced by Beyoncé. And as part of the ritual, all these artists, even the ones that are also successful, like Adele, need to give her credit.
No, Beyonce is a witch. She's a very powerful witch. She's heavy into African spirituality. She is a daughter of, I believe, either a daughter of Oshun or Yemaya. I go back and forth. I feel like it's Oshun though, but if I got it wrong, I got it wrong. But nonetheless, she's a high-ranking witch. Madonna is a very high-ranking witch. She is a high priestess. That's just pretty much what it is. Of course, the main thing Madonna practices is Kabbalah, but then there's different versions of Kabbalah, just like there's different versions of African spirituality. But then I also believe that in addition to African spirituality, I do believe that Beyonce is into dark magic and black magic as well. Her and Jay-Z.
Storm wasn't even the first to bring up the Oshun worship allegations. It actually started with the infamous yellow dress that she wore during the Lemonade era. That dress and the music video had a lot of Oshun symbolism, and people were quick to catch it. Now, what's interesting about Beyoncé showing these demonic symbols during Lemonade was that it was the same album she lost the Album of the Year Grammy to Adele. And guess what Adele's response was? Instead of her getting on stage to celebrate her win, she made her entire speech about Beyoncé and thanking her as if her life depended on it.
Lemonade. She is my icon of my whole life.
My life is Beyonce, and this album for me, the Lemonade album, was just so monumental. Beyonce.
Lemonade. So a piece of me did die inside as a Beyonce stan, I'm not gonna lie, because I was completely rooting for her. I feel like it was her time to win. Obviously the visual is very new, and and the Grammys are very traditional, but I just thought this year would be the year that they would kind of go with the tide. And I am, of course, very, very grateful having won it. But I felt the need because I love her, because I felt like she was more than one.
Girl bye. Adele was doing the absolute most about this. And the worst part is she didn't stop there. Even after all this, she later revealed that she still went to Beyoncé's dressing room afterwards to thank her again and tell her how much more deserving she was for the award over her. Like, girl, it's getting suspicious. Are you scared of Beyoncé or what? We've seen artists do this before, but Adele took it to a whole other level. I just got this feeling. I won. I got overwhelmed with I will have to go and tell her how much her record means to me. I just said to her, the way that the Grammys work and the people who control it at the very, very top, they don't know what a visual album is. They don't want to support the way that she's moving things forward with her releases and the things that she's talking about. Not Adele giving Beyoncé a breakdown of how the Grammy voting process works. I don't know, y'all, but she genuinely sounds like she was scared. It's like she felt she had to constantly remind Beyoncé that she isn't a threat, just so she wouldn't be the next target. I'm not saying that was the case, but a lot of people definitely seem to think so. And guess who also had something to say about it? Wendy. Within just hours of Adele doing all that thanking Beyoncé at the Grammys, Wendy got on her show and blatantly accused Beyoncé of being jealous of Adele, claiming that Beyoncé was pressed about Adele's album, 25, outselling Lemonade. She even compared their personal lives outside of music. Wendy said people find Adele more relatable because she isn't as obsessed with having the most curated life, unlike Beyoncé.
Guess who's jealous of Adele? Beyonce. Adele is the voice, and Adele does not have to lose 50 pounds to impress us. And Adele is just a beautiful, gorgeous, regular woman that we can all relate to. Like a real body. Adele has a live-in lover and a brand new baby. And Beyonce's got a husband and the Blue Ivy baby.
Now, as I said, people got on Wendy's tail really bad at the time. But looking back now, they're saying she might have been onto something the entire time. Every female artist who dared go against Beyoncé had it rough. You can ask Carrie Hilson. If you remember, they got into it back in the day when a leaked remix version of Carrie's hit, Turning Me On, went viral, in which she was flat out dissing Beyoncé. The lyrics read, "Your vision cloudy if you think that you the best. You can dance, she can sing, but need to move it to the left. She needs to go have some babies. She needs to sit down. She fake. Them other chicks ain't even worth talking about." This was an obvious shade at Beyoncé. She even referenced Beyoncé's song Irreplaceable when she said, "Move it to the left." There was even a video of her refusing to hold a magazine after she peeked that it was Beyoncé and Jay-Z on the cover.
You wanna hold the magazine? Just shout out Juicy Mac.
Well, it's safe to say Carrie's career wasn't the same after this. Carrie actually admitted in an interview that she was forced by big industry executives to put out the diss track targeted at Beyoncé. Now, even though she said this, the damage was already done. By this point, her career was pretty much over. She had a better chance if she just took the route Adele took and just thanked Beyoncé.
No one could ever compare to Beyonce. Let's just say the name that we're discussing. No one could compare. No one will for a very, very, very long time. And that was never my aim either. However,
it was framed that way.
Well, no, it was absolutely framed that way. It was written that way. Was not my lyrics, was not my writing.
Then there's Blue Cantrell. She was absolutely killing it back in the day. At one point, she had 5 different record labels fighting over her signature. But all of that momentum came to a screeching halt the moment she found herself on Beyoncé's radar. In 2003, Blue dropped her second studio album, Bittersweet, which happened to land the same year Beyoncé was stepping out as a solo artist. And Beyoncé was not about to let another woman steal her shine. Not a chance. On top of the career competition, rumors were also swirling that Blue and Jay-Z had something going on behind Beyoncé's back.
Is Jay-Z romantically?
No. No, I can't answer that. I can't answer that.
Oh, she's touching him off the neck! Look! You see?
Why do people not want to let the Jay-Z Blue Cantrell thing go?
I didn't think it would last, though.
What, me and him?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you're above 25.
Why, he needs somebody younger than that?
At the end of the day, yeah.
Why do you say that?
Because I think at the end of the day, a younger, less savvy to the ways of the world broad.
Somebody a little bit more naive.
Beyoncé apparently addressed that alleged affair in her song Signs, with the lyrics, "I was in love with a Sagittarius. I wish he were a Virgo, the same sign as me, and know how to show me love, 'cause I've been hurt by a Pisces." Mind you, Jay-Z is in fact a Sagittarius, and Blue is a Pisces. As for what became of Blue, TMZ reported that her life was allegedly being threatened, with accounts of her frantically wandering the streets claiming someone was trying to kill her. Maya is another name that keeps coming up in this conversation. Just like Blue, she was thriving until things allegedly went sideways after being connected to Jay-Z. It started when Maya and Jay collaborated on Best of Me Part 2, and their chemistry was undeniable enough that people immediately started reading between the lines. Those rumors got reignited in 2014, when Beyoncé seemingly addressed the situation during a live performance of her song, Resentment. The original lyrics read, "I've been crying for too long. What did you do to me? I was riding for you for so long." But during her performance, she said, "I know she was attractive, but I was here first, boy. Been riding with you for 12 years. Why did you do this to me? I'm not that crazy, B."
No, she was attractive, but been riding with you for 12 years. Why did I deserve to be treated this way by you?
A source from Beyoncé's camp also reportedly reached out to Media Takeout with an exclusive claiming Beyoncé had discovered Jay's alleged affair with Maya shortly after the Best of Me Part 2 collab. Media Takeout pulled the article down within hours for reasons that were never explained. But by then, the story had already spread. Things got bad enough that Maya felt the need to publicly address it herself. She said, "Never did, never was, never will. Illegitimate, thirsty sources with no facts. And that's the media for you, especially today. I play second to no one. Pay my own bills, have my own label, own management company, rely on God only, and respect myself and marriage too much for nonsense." Maya's manager also spoke out, saying she was being blacklisted across the industry because of the allegations, and that Beyoncé's fan base had been sending her death threats. At first, it was just ridiculous. But then some die-hard fans started making threats. She really couldn't care less about the rumors, but she wanted to set the record straight when the after effects started to become troublesome. One thing about Wendy, she might tell a joke, but she never tells a lie. And this entire situation is evidence of it. Adele knew exactly what she was doing when she was thanking Beyoncé. She could have easily ended up as part of these women if she hadn't done what she did. Allegedly. As usual, people had their thoughts. Like this person who said, "So Wendy wasn't lying. Wendy has been telling everybody for a long time, more than just this." Another person said, "Wendy was messy, but she always said the truth." But what do y'all think about this? Are all these female celebs really scared of Beyoncé? Leave your comments below and I will catch you in my next video.